Hello! It is the morning after, and as you might imagine, my biceps are a little bit sore. I have reviewed a little bit of the footage from yesterday. I still don't have the capacity to immediately turn it into something that is more than just the little pieces and bobs that it is. And I'm figuring that out at the same time that I'm figuring out my car question. I have one more phone call to make that I should do pretty soon, and that is about insurance. I want to ask about insurance as far as what insuring that vehicle would cost. Yeah, because it's looking like a good... And what am I talking about? That. Okay, cool. Moving on. So yesterday, other than dive down the second day of a rabbit hole about cars, the other thing I did was go the whole way down there. And I've reviewed a lot of the footage, and I don't think I got a good look as to just how dangling off the edge of a cliff I really was. Had climber's gear, spotters, a cliffside arborist expert along, and all of the details about who those people were will be in the main feature once I can get that put together. But yeah, there's not really a good take on how far down I really was in my footage. Quinn Demand, just click there, she got some drone footage of me being down there, but I don't know how well you'll be able to tell in there because I'm so far in the weeds and all the leaves and everything, it might be hard to tell. But this yoked tree here, you can now see that there's exposed bark. And yes, that is a rock face that goes straight down after that. So we were right there, full climbing gear, and no fear of heights. I did not have an ascension kit, so the reason my biceps are sore is because instead of having an attachment that would allow me to go like that and inch my way up, I put my feet on the ground and I just monkeyed my way up, walking across this very slippery soil. So something I'm going to do is a lot of the aster seeds that are coming in, I'm going to throw them in where, because our efforts to get back up disturbed a lot of loose soil that otherwise would have plant life covering it. So while it's great that all these snake roots are going to get down there, I want to specifically put a bunch of rooting material of native plants that's perennial down there as well, just to be sure. This is another zone that we kind of blew out. The whole vertical zone here is just kind of, you can see that it's denuded of life, and that can happen if you go down on a dry day. But that action of climbing up like a monkey and dangling down off the cliff, because the other place that I went there's two seating ones here, and you can't even see where the base of them was, but that's the other place that I went, and now you can. Let me get the screen up here, and well, just beyond it, it's hard to see it, but there are two right here that I went the whole way down to the base of that, and it now looks like a beaver chewed on it, and the rest of the tree should pass. And that is not so much to retain my view. Oh dear, highway and helicopter. Whew. That's not so much to retain my view as it is to protect the environment from these absolutely awful trees. This is Tree of Heaven, and by naturalists it's called TOH a lot. This is a plant that stinks to high heck. It really smells like rotten skunk, like fermented skunk smell, if you can imagine that. Don't imagine it for too long, it's nasty. That's how the trees smell. and they pop up new seedlings like crazy. Then, in addition to that, they exude a toxin into the soil that reduces the ability of other plants to take root in the immediate zone of their roots. So they're really a bad thing to have. And so to protect the environment, I have hopefully done what's needed to be rid of those three. There's several males, but at least males don't produce seeds. They just produce the pollen. So if there's no females around, the males can be dealt with in a slower way, hopefully. So that is what's happened down here. And the other thing I want to do today, because it's actually supposed to rain tonight, and I don't yet have, because I'm pretty sore, I don't want to do anything too intense, digging or shoveling or anything like that. Like maybe a little bit of light weeding or something, but I am definitely aware of the existence of my biceps at all times today. I could perhaps bag up some aster seeds, but again, that's a little bit of an intensity for today that I'm not sure I want to do. But what I do want to undertake before it rains for sure is making sure that the spouts are on the right places for these massive rain barrels. I don't know if we've gotten a good enough view yet. Of just how big these are. So I think I brought up a big enough crescent wrench. Where did I put it though? Oh, well, that's a whole other issue. Constantly losing tools. But the burrow guys left me behind the bird's baffle here. There's a ton of tools and supplies. Sorry birds, I spooked them. And here's a couple of these. One thing I want to do is switch. There's a base spout on the far side. I want to switch it to this side because I'll have easier access and flexibility to use. At least I think I want to switch it to this side. And then that cap can just go right on in. They're even like, look at that, they're even pre-Teflon. Not that I don't have Teflon. And then there's one in the back that I wanna, these are the best. I just sent in my tax records to them because they were supposed to bill me for everything before they brought them. And they were supposed to do a perk test, but instead they just got confused, you know? It happens. So this one has this, but there's no midpoint. And what I'm thinking for the winter time is to let this much water collect in winter. That way it won't flood so bad. So I need to make sure I have the midpoint installed on this. That way I'll have a couple extra caps. This one's got it exactly the way I was hoping. I guess I'll have a whole extra one, so I actually could just put a third spout on that one in the front and have like all the options, you know. That'd be good. So yeah, that's, I can't get over. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm standing on a little bit of a slope, but this is a 5-foot tall rain barrel. And they say it's 4 foot wide. That's wild. So I'm really excited about that and getting those set up, but not excited enough to avoid losing my tools in the process of trying to start, you know, what else is new? So yeah, I guess I'll make a phone call to an insurance company, yay, and make sure that I get this project underway before it rains. And it'll be really exciting to see what happens with this tree, because I got to admit, I had so much fun down there. I wouldn't even mind doing it again. That was a blast. That was just, and it's this canopy right here. Yeah, it'll open up a space in the view, and I don't mind that at all. But more importantly, the health of the hillside, because whatever replaces that tree, I'm not going to go down there to hack at it, because I don't want to slide off the cliff. This is a pretty easy situation to maintain now that I have climbing equipment, though. I just need a spotter. And now that I have climbing equipment, and two, that I know I'm strong enough to pull myself up. Because I think people who wanted to spot me were like, but I couldn't lift you if I needed to drag you off the cliff. But now I know I can do it. So that's all very exciting, and I really hope you're having a good day. I had a great yesterday. I still have not particularly checked the news. Let's see, did I get a reply? No official results. Okay. But it's looking better than it was yesterday. All right, so I'm like vaguely aware of world events. Slightly. It's hard to avoid. Even being completely off Facebook, you get texts. I mean, even if I get off all social media, I'm getting texts all the time. So whatever. I hope you have a great day.